I used to go to garage sales a lot with my daughter where we lived before. So having a golf cart, we were renting a house out on West Shore, and every Saturday morning I'd drive around looking for garage sales. That's what we did. So then one day I'm sitting out at the Brown house, we called it, which is the house on West Shore, Glenn Glass's old house. And Allan just pulls up like he does, and I think he might have been on a Harley. I'm not sure.
I had a 1973 gas-powered Harley-Davidson golf cart, the only Harley on the island, which was a good thing.
And it was cold, but out also on West Shore, as you know, the wind never stopped. So I was sitting down there freezing. Allan pulls up and he said, "Hey, you got any booze?" First thing he said, "Good to meet you." I said, "Yeah, matter of fact, I do." So I said, "Hey, I'm Bryan. I'm out."
I mean, I had my own,
and he had on his snowsuit. We called it snowsuit.
It's a snowmobile suit.
Yeah. So he sits down at the table. It was
like a Michelin Man.
A raised house. So I go upstairs and I grabbed. I had handles. I had a half gallon of vodka. I know what he drank. Had a half gallon of vodka, rum, and whiskey, I think, or whatever. Brought them all down and plopped them on the table. "You do have booze, don't you?" Next thing you know, Diana says, "What's going on?" I said, "I think we're having a party down here. I don't know." Next thing you know, like Shanna pulled in. Todd was out of town.
We had a party.
People just thought that's how the neighborhood is, right? Especially when they saw his golf cart. They didn't know me from Adam. Next thing you know, we got 5 or 6 golf carts on the front lawn. Everybody's downstairs. I'm like, this is a pretty cool place to live. I wanted to become involved, and I saw that there were a lot of events. We'd go to Sundial, but there wasn't any other events. He invited me to a Civic Club meeting. He wasn't the president yet.
I wasn't the president of the Civic Club yet. I started off as the treasurer, and we didn't have any money.
That's true.
The Thanksgiving dinner was our biggest fundraiser, and we probably made $1,500–1,600 off of that event.
We go to Civic Club, and the Civic Club that night was thinking of they wanted events. So somebody suggested some events. So I said, "How about we have a community garage sale?" "Perfect. You're in charge of it." Okay. So Diana and I got together and we came up with a flyer and a sign-up thing. We agreed to charge $5 a house. We figured people would pay that. And I said, "Well, we need to make money on food." So I said, "Well, the Civic Club can sell food." Okay. So we had 2 stations. Glendale had a station. We had a station. We sell hot dogs and hamburgers and all kinds of stuff. Make a lot of money.
We did. Yeah. It became the biggest fundraiser for the Civic Club.
And then the other thing that happened was Goosapalooza. Everybody loves Miss Val, right? And Miss Val used to actually come to our house when I started having crawfish balls at our house when we built the house on Pine. Val would sit at the end of a table like this. She loved crawfish. And so we became really good friends with Miss Val. And then we heard that her beloved, one of her geese, which Mai or Ty, I don't know.
She had those 2 African.
Got hit by a car or something. I don't remember.
It was a golf cart. Somebody on a golf cart.
It wasn't my idea, but it might have been his idea. I don't remember. Somebody came up with the idea of what we do fundraisers like we do cook-offs.
We're going to have a benefit.
Let's have a benefit. So then we started thinking, okay, if we can rebuild a goose, we can rebuild people. We had fundraisers for people. Yeah. And same deal, we would cook a whole bunch of food, Civic Club may buy the food, whatever. We would make the profit. We would have door prizes, cash donation. We'd think of ways to come up, you know.
The duck race was a stroke of genius.
Yeah, well, tell us about it.
That was Stephanie Haynes' idea.
It was, yeah.
We sold ducks, and Randy and Todd were
plastic ducks.
They were in their kayaks. They were in charge of naming the first 2 ducks, and we just dumped them right off the bridge.
Other events that came, man cakes.
Man cakes. That was the first event.
Going, right?
Yeah, that was the first. I think they're coming up on their 15th or 16th anniversary.
That's an amazing event. That's a good fundraiser.
The Civic Club didn't have any money. Your annual dues for membership were $3 a year for a family.
Yeah.
We would have the 4th of July party, which is the renewal at Peephole. So you show up with your family, give us your $3. You can have all the Cokes and all the soft drinks and all the hot dogs you want. And I kept telling these dear little blue-haired ladies, these numbers don't work. They don't work.
But then people would argue, but it's a Civic Club. It's not supposed to be profit. It's, you know, but you still got to have money to have events.
To buy hot dogs. Yeah.
Hot dogs ain't free.
Yeah.
Then he becomes the president of the Civic Club, and we started getting a lot of people coming, talking it up. We would have a crowd, and we started coming up with other ideas.
I would go to Sundial in the evenings, and I'd just walk from golf cart to golf cart and say, Give me $5. What for? That's your Civic Club membership dues. I don't want to join. I didn't ask if you want to join. I said, give me $5.
And he would do that. And then we needed a barbecue. We wanted a smoker for the thing. This guy, that big old pig we call it that's in the back, that we still cooking turkeys on to this day, he drove all the way to
Loxley, Alabama.
and then he drove that thing back, pulling it behind his Jeep, barely made it back, did all that on his own. And then just because he wanted to do it for the Civic Club. I mean, think about that. So then we set it, got it set, worked on it a little bit, got some welding done on it, did doors, whatever. And we've used it ever since. Okay, so then jamming on Jarbo's next, okay? Wasn't my idea, it was Dennis's idea. I was on city council at the time, and I was always open to events, or just ways the city and EDC could work together to do community things. I had to be the sponsor, so I put it on the agenda, got a budget approved for the year. I put together a whole spreadsheet of a 6-month thing. It got approved. I got banners made that still hang up there to this day. And then the EDC wound up taking it over, and it still happens to this day. Then we did the beautification committee. Let's do that. I wanted to just do some things around the island, like some hidden artwork. And Janet, who had the most beautiful, her and Curtis had the most beautiful landscaping, I approached her and said, hey, we want to also do some landscaping things. Will you help? I finally talked her into it. She just wanted to be behind the scenes, though. That girl worked her butt off, though. She would go pick up the plants. She would plan them. And then the two girls helped too, Kelly and Nancy.
Yeah.
They were a team. Anyway, they came up with this, the flip-flops, the art on the entrance, the art by the park.
And one at Sundial, yeah.
So now she commissioned that from some artist out of New York. She got that done. Frank just recently painted them, that's good. Birdhouse Tree was her idea. I just took it over. So Drag Race, it was Todd's idea. And of course, I'm always willing to jump in and help on. So I said, okay, what do you want to do? He said, we can all dress like women and do a race around Sundial Park. And I said, why? And it'll be fun. It'll be something to do we'll do it on Sunday afternoon. I'm like, okay.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah, the
biggest event this island's ever seen.
The barbecue cook-off, Allan and I were on a bunch of cooking teams, or one cooking team in particular.
Hey, we're back-to-back world champion.
That's right.
We won Yaga, Wild Game Cook-Off 2 years in a row.
So he and I got together and said, hey, look.
Space Cadets.
Yeah. That's another event we can have. Why not a barbecue cook-off? But we said, let's not just do all these official rules and a community event. Yeah, he had trophies made. He did a lot of the rules and stuff, and then it was great. And now it's become a huge event. Apparently,
It has.
It's nice to see these things continue.
Yeah.